Welcome back. So we're going to go into building out these intelligence automations. So if you hit add, you go from template, you're going to see some different types based on integrations and stuff like that. You can see all these different ones that are potentially available. Like if we look at employee experience, what do we find? Actually, let's just select all instead of getting too crazy. So you see you've got all kinds of stuff you can do, all based on what you're trying to, kind of what you're shooting for. So you got compromised device, incident management, it goes circulated to ServiceNow, things like that. Personally, I would prefer if you could just browse, but that's fine. So let's see what we can do with Windows, shall we? So you get Windows Update, notified user for Windows Update reboots. Those are a couple we've already used, but we should have something else that we can have some fun with. So let's see what we find in the device section. Nothing good there. Let's go with this. Passcode not compliant remediation. So it's pretty fun. Just basic stuff, right? As you can see here. It says device is enrolled and they're not compliant on their passcode. So our restrictions profile, which has our passcodes in it here. So you'll see what we've done. So we need to find a device that's helpful. So what you can do here when you run through your testing is what you'll do is you'll go in to your portal and you have to go find a device. So I'm gonna go find my device because you need a device ID that's actually valid for you to test on, right? So that device ID for my iPhone is 4756. So we're going to select that. I'm going to test. Oh look, now it tests correctly because we actually have an iPhone. That is good news, right? So what we're going to do is enrollment status includes enrolled. Passcode equals false. Now we could even do is make it even a little more granular. Let's go with device type equals iPhone. So we'll go iPhone. You go includes, you can include multiple things. So you've got, so if it's iPhone or iPad doesn't have the passcode, we're going to push down that profile. We're going to hit save, and then we can actually enable it. And so once we've enabled and we have it running, we're going to be in a very different spot. And we're going to give this a minute for it to kind of update and do its thing. You can see here it shows you it has run. However, when you press the so it takes some time to kind of get up and running. But you'll see very shortly that'll be going. And you can do the same thing with any of your stuff, right? You're just going to hit it and say, I want you to run for me. As you can see here, this is the point with automations, is that you can kind of build one off any of the integrations you have, do all different kinds of stuff, and it just kind of gives you a real good idea of what you're trying to do. So here's another idea that we could look at, right? So you can see here, this actually shows us that, okay, so I decided to put latitude in here. So now here's a cool little workflow that we may want to do. We're going to tie in. So look at all the different options we can do with Workspace ONE. So say we want to do something just specifically to our dells. So say we want to add a tag. Actually, let's not add a tag. Let's do something else. So you can see here, one of the cool things that we'll be able to do, if we so want to, is we can essentially use this to say, based on certain criteria, let me go ahead and push an app down. And this is almost like having Freestyle Orchestrator, but it's not quite there yet. But you're going to be able to actually use this and use a series of actions where you can do this action, then that action, then action. So say you want to, say we're going to install Acrobat. And this might be not that easy to test. Okay, so we actually found a PC at the right time. So say we want to do that, and then a new action. Then we want, so say first we want to install Acrobat, and then say we want to reprocess a product. Here's a cool example, right? So let's search for an existing product. So you guys say DCU configure, and so this gives you an idea of something that you could do, right? So say we don't have, as you know, we don't have Freestyle Orchestrator out there yet. So say you want to do something where you say you want to install an app, then push a script to do this kind of stuff. This is kind of what you're going to be able to do by using Workspace ONE Intelligence. Is it puts the power in your hands, because as you've seen, there are so many different things you can do. Just even if you don't have other products integrated and you just want to work with Workspace ONE, you can do all kinds of stuff. You can install public apps, you can install profiles, query devices, sync devices, do whatever. Just focusing on, you want to do a thing and you have a certain amount of information, you can use that to build something really beautiful and powerful.